Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined here by Chris Kurzweil and Callum Matchin once again for another game of Friday League. Both teams here just huddling up. And I've already forgotten the names of these teams. We do have the black team. We've got Whiskey over here. And Sierra, correct. Whiskey against Sierra here, white team against black. And it's the first day of the Friday League here. Teams just seem to be trying to figure out what kind of strategies the others are using. Matt Kirk and Warwick having a little laugh there, having a little discussion, just trying to work out what's going on. And I believe white team losing their first game.
Keep in mind,
if I'm not mistaken. Black team.
You are mistaken, sir.
Am I mistaken? Did white team win their first game?
White team were very dominant in their first
White team very dominant. Excuse me for that. White team very dominant. And the black team here losing their first game, I believe, to our own Kilo team.
However, they have gained some of their strike force.
They certainly have. Lorenzo joining the line here. And like I say, even in defeat, showing some really good ultimate. Game starting now, clock counting down from 16 minutes, and that's already a quick turnover. White team, of course, led by Frigate.
Will the white team use the famous Frigate zone?
The famous Frigate zone. A source of controversy in the first game. We noticed this from the sidelines. The Frigate zone really hit and miss. Very confusing, certainly, but certainly seemed to be working for them in their first game. Rob Terrett with the Andrew Hillman scowl as he fakes, and that knife goes up. And that's a lovely take on the sideline. Any predictions, boys?
I predict that team will win. No draws here tonight. No draws.
And that is a controversial statement from Callum the Machine. And blacks just working their way up the field here. Rob Terrett doing well, handling for his team. Rob Terrett, of course, not known traditionally as a handler, more of a cutter, but certainly capable of it. He's doing very well here, just the reluctant handler, certainly. And so far playing the Michael Carrick role in this team. Doing very well just to keep things ticking along. Ooh, and he's not happy with that. An audible scream heard from Rob Volvic Terrett. The same noise he makes when he loses his bottle of Volvic. Anguish. Peter Waitman now with the disc. Now Peter Waitman, of course, a player I've been very complimentary of during the indoor season. An excellent prospect for our team. Roman Patel, yet another one of those players. And white team looking very strong. I was talking waxing lyrical about red team earlier as one of the favourites, but I must say white team also look like they could be a dominant force in this tournament. Which I'll have to wait and see. Frigate, of course, loves to mix things up tactically. That goes across to Roman Patel. Got lots of space now to work with. Rob Terry coming across. And he appears to be playing some kind of chaser role here. Very interesting to see what these teams come up with in these early stages of the tournament. Ooh, and that just doesn't connect, not quite. 3 minutes gone now, no score. What do you make of that, Chris Kurzweil?
It's maybe a low-scoring game after all.
Indeed. Could be, who knows. Perhaps we'll see a flurry of activity very shortly. Oh, that's a lovely one-handed take. And that goes up, and Lorenzo manages to hang on to that, despite the on-rushing Peter Waitman. Lovely stuff there, and just as I was saying, there's no score. Blacks bang one in. And that's 1-0. An unexpected start, Callum?
I would say so.
Just talking about how the whites had dominated their last game, but just conceding one there, and both teams looking very evenly matched here. Perhaps the blacks benefiting from their influx of players now. And Kendall Mooncake, of course, very confident with the disc in his hand, and he's looking like he's going to throw up a nice pull here. Just rearranging themselves, see who they're going to mark. Ken going across to mark Matt by the looks of it. And Frigate is very animated and talking to his team, as ever. Presumably concocting some kind of strange plan. We'll have to wait and see. Here he goes. Lovely stuff. A little push pass over to the side there and then back into the middle. Some really nice cuts going on here. Really fluid movement from the white team. This is great ultimate to watch. Sean, our new recruit here, playing for the very first time, and really seems to be picking up the game nicely. Here we go. Ken strolls over to the disc. What will he make of this? Rob Terrett rushes up the sideline, but just not able to grab that. Frigate now, looking very authoritative as he walks over to the disc. You can tell he wants this victory. Very competitive individual as Frigate. Matt Kirk rushing down to the side. Here we go. Another fake goes. Could he have thrown that pass? Josh Blake just landing out there. He's not happy with himself. But a good cut nonetheless. Ken really taking on the handling duties here for his team. And Rob Terrett doing the Michael Carrick again with the disc, just moving things forward. Here we go with Rob Terrett. Cam tries to get open, but just doesn't come his way. That's another turnover. Staying on Rob Terrett Cam for a minute. Oh, and that's a great D from Ken. Matt Kirk in the right place at the right time, but unfortunately unable to grab it. Terrett rushes up. Can he grab it? Ooh! Goes on a one-handed grab, but
Great interplay there.
certainly great. I'm not entirely sure what that means, Callum, but
Leading to an audacious pull by Mr.
Lovely.
Cake.
yeah,
However, unfortunately dropped by Warwick.
absolutely. And, Callum, what do you make of Frigate's performance so far? Of course, he's a figurehead for his team here.
Very dominant, very dominant as always. Make sure that he knows what his team is doing.
Very vocal, as you'll see here. Always talking, always chatting.
Unfortunately, not coming off quite the way that he's wished so far, but
Yeah. Of course, the thing about Frigate is he may or may not be talking tactics when he's talking to his team. He could, of course, simply be talking about what he had for breakfast. Who knows?
I do believe he's planning an annual flash mob. Saw him on the line there throwing some moves.
Notorious dancer, of course.
You should see him at a pop on a Wednesday. Beautiful. Such grace.
Such grace, such elegance. Back to the game now. Rob Terrett grabbing that and ready to throw the disc, but no one in the end zone for him. Can he throw a knife? No one quite free there, and they're just going to work it back and forth here. Like Michael Carrick and Tom Cleverley in perfect tandem. Ken and Rob Terrett here with the disc. Ken leaping forwards, but not quite able to get into the end zone. A few pivots from Rob Terrett. Can't quite find anything, and it goes up to Sean. Can he grab it? No. Slapped down derisively there. And that'll be a turnover. Still 1-0 here. Very low scoring game. And very energetic move forward here from the Whites.
Lovely move.
Up it goes.
Frigate butt slides for the score.
Butt slide in. A famous move now for the indoor game. Very effective, as we know. And that's 1-1. Very tight here. Chris Kurzweil, we've got a few freshers, or Frisbee freshers rather, playing here. What do you make of their performance?
Indeed. We may not have the experience. They've improved very much in this last term here at Warwick. And they are becoming very good players, as we can see in this game.
They certainly are. Looking like a real part of the team now. Very hard to distinguish who's an experienced and who's a beginner. And that's really great to see.
By the shirts, I believe.
Thank you for that, Callum.
Yep.
Callum, of course, being realistic there, but regardless of the shirts, skill-wise, very little different nowadays. And that's really good to see. Frigate now. Audible slap as Montel grabs it. And he's in the end zone, but he needs to step out here. And can he capitalise? Can he get the disc in? It's a safe option. Back to Frigate. Disc just goes down. Very unfortunate there. Great movement. Doesn't quite connect. Kendall Minking now with the disc. You get the sense that this is going to be won by something special. And who do you think is going to provide that, Callum?
Well, it depends on who the special one is.
The special one, certainly. The name of Jose Mourinho, normally, but Of course, who will it be on this frisbee pitch? No one knows. Rob Terrett, potentially. He's got the energy, he's got the drive to do it. Very simply into the end zone. Very, very nicely done. That's 2-1 now. 6.5 minutes remaining.
Better not draw.
Better not draw. Of course. Another player that we're keeping a close eye on is Warwick Patel, a new import this year. The Graham Knight of this year, I must say. And his hair not quite as soft and wavy as his, of course, but similar sort of player, very good on defence, very energetic, very athletic as well.
Similar accent.
Similar accent, certainly. That distinctive American accent that they both have. And similar drinking habits as well, one imagines. Warwick Patel, just talking to his team. Let's keep an eye on him for the time being and see what he can do. And Matt and Romet keen to get this disc now. And that's gone very short, that ball. Romet, little jog up to get it. Rob Terrett stooping down low to force Peter on the line, but very much a straddle and seems to be working very well, very effective. Rob Terrett immediately going on. But Matt Coke is covering him nicely. Shouts of a foul there, and let's hope this isn't an injury. Hard to tell, seems to be in a bit of pain. Joe and Victor coming onto the pitch just to make sure everything's all right.
When the game of ultimate frisbee is played at such an intense level, it's always brutal on the body.
It certainly is. Hard floors, of course, here in indoors as well, so collisions can be quite hard, and we'll see what happens. Just an update, score still 2-1. Clock, of course, stopped for this stoppage. 5 minutes remaining. But the main thing at the moment is just making sure that everyone's all right. We've seen some pretty horrific injuries, to be honest, during the season already. Fritz, of course, having to go to hospital, not able to run at the moment, in crutches, so let's just hope that everything's all right. Victor doing nothing, gentlemen. Carrying her off the pitch. And that's unfortunate to see, but let's hope everything's okay there. Both teams are sorting out where to position everyone. A little bit of confusion, of course, after that incident. And once again, let's just hope that she's okay. Game starting again here now. Once again, 2-1 to the black team.
Quick start by Sierra there after the restart.
Yeah. Both teams seem a little bit shaken by that, understandably. It's a high disc from Matt Kirk and taken very nicely by Des.
Great take.
Exceptional take.
Ties the game.
Two beginners combining well there. It's really great to see. And what do you make of Josh Blake?
Josh Blake is
known for his catching, certainly, isn't he?
Very comfortable in the end zone. Very good asset when it comes to catching.
Would you call him a cutter by trade?
Yeah, definitely. One of those strange left-handed people.
One of those strange left-handed people.
Always throws you off guard.
Of course, like our vice captain as well. Can cause a little bit of confusion. Can just mix things up a little bit. Ken coming back to play with this now, and it's just going down again. And can the white team grab a last-ditch winner here? Well, 3 minutes remaining, plenty of time, of course, for Frigate will certainly hope so. Romet doing very well to grab that darting run into the middle there. Ooh, that's a great D. She's happy with that. Rob Terry immediately getting things underway, and Romet answering with one of his own. Things maybe a little bit hectic in this last few minutes here. Peter Waitman, nice one-handed catch there. Oh, a little shuffle to the left, and then easy as you like into the corner. 3-2 to the white team, and a sudden change there.
Sold Warwick like
Not a lot you can do there.
Absolutely.
It's always difficult one-on-one in the end.
Do you think that stoppage maybe shook the black team a little bit?
quite probably. The white team has definitely recovered a lot quicker from the break.
Yes, well, of course, never good to see one of your teammates go down, so
No.
it may have had an effect here, who knows. But Rob Terrett, still looking very good on the disc. Nearly doing exceptionally well to keep that in, just to tow it,
Video
but
replay?
not quite. Oh, hit with a disc. Safe to say, not having a great game here. Hopefully she's okay. Sitting down at the moment.
Rare drop there.
Is that a drop from Josh Blake?
Rare drop.
Very rare drop, one must say. He's known for his sureness in catching. Oh, Terry, a little frown again. This is faking. Nice pivot to left, and Josh Blake nearly getting a hand on that. Again, just gesturing to his team, not looking too flustered. 1.5 minutes remaining here. He scored 3-2 to the white team.
I predict that the black team won't score.
That's a bold prediction.
Bold prediction.
As Callum says that, Frigate grabs a disc and very quickly up the line, but Terry grabbing it as well. Very spicy end to this game.
Bold prediction, surely true to make sure that
Very low scoring game here, the lowest scoring I believe we've had. Both of our co-commentators saying that it wouldn't be a draw. But it's quite possible with the last ditch winner here from the black team. Say winner, equaliser rather. Matt Kirk with long strides to pivot. Josh Blake looking very calm, he's got lots of time here to just play around with the disc, but unfortunately that's not quite the right option there. Lorenzo doing well to get in the way of that. Ken looking as calm as ever. He never seems flustered with the disc. Famously calm, one could even say. Evan Choma-esque. Back to the middle. Ken doing well to grab that. And just working it from side to side here, the black team. Ken always providing an option. Apologies for the camera work there, not able to see, but Rob just not able to catch that in the end zone. On himself, up the line. Matt, very quickly up. And Adrian grabs that in the end zone. That'll make it 4-2.
4-2.
10 seconds remaining, and that should be it. That should seal the deal now for the white team. And a great game. The Blacks 2-1 up initially, but the whites doing well to rally under Frigate's leadership. Romet as well having a great game. Peter Waitman, of course, his usual calm self. And Rob Tellett will be disappointed with that, especially because his team had a really strong performance there. Unlucky. I won't count out the black team yet because they put in a good show already.
Oh, hello.
A couple of losses so far today, but don't count them out just yet. That's a win for the white team. A second consecutive win now. 2 out of 2, and I believe that's the strongest start out of any of the teams. Should be very interesting to see how they do going forward. But now, as you can see, we've got Ed the Fresh's black team warming up here against
Ed the Freshers.
Abuso
P-Money's.
Alcoholico's team here. Of course it's P-Money's team. How silly of me. They're both going to line up. I'm going to turn off the camera. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.